In this video, I am trying to solve a couple of problems which are normally faced when working on financial models. A corporate financial model will normally contain 50 to 70 worksheets in a single workbook. In fact, even more. To navigate through these sheets, a simple macro can work. However, when you are trying to create a formula on a single cell that contains values from all these 60 to 70 sheets, then navigating through all these sheets while writing a formula is a difficult task. To simplify, I tried to create a user form, the example of which I'll be showing now. So this is a workbook that contains 3 worksheets here. All these worksheets have some values in them in some of the cells. My goal is to have a sum of all those values and these values that you can see here in this cell. I have assigned a shortcut to start my user form. As I said, I want sum of these values. So when I say sum and I select these, I press add. So those selected show up. I need some values from sheet B. When I do a double click, you can see sheet B is selected, and we have this cell. For example, we want this cell's value to be added. I press add. Now we go to sheet C. Suppose these are the values which I want in my formula, so I press add again. So those selected cells, their addresses are copied here. Those are the values which I want. I go to cell A, say complete, and this is the sum of all those values. Now suppose you want to add a sheet. Go there. D is the name of the new sheet. Now suppose you want to edit this. When I start my user form again, there are a couple of things that needs to be noted. First, it shows up the sheet D. So I have ensured that whenever you create a new sheet or delete one, it shows the latest model or the latest worksheets which are present in that workbook. At the same time, the formula that was already there comes up here. So you can edit the formula using the same user form. For example, I do not want this value. I delete that value. I go to sheet C again and I want all those 4 values selected. Press add and go to sheet A again and say complete. So it shows 22. I believe this will be a big boon and it will help to create formulas pretty quickly. It will definitely save a lot of time, and the productivity of the person working on these financial models will increase as well. The second problem that I'm trying to solve is to have sensitivity analysis done on variables. Although there's a tool available on Excel called data tables that can do that for 2 variables. However, the macro that I have can be extended to more than 2 variables. At the same time, data table has a couple of constraints. First of all, the independent variables and the dependent variables need to be on a single sheet. If you have them on a different sheets, then you need to create links between them and bring them to a single worksheet. That problem is solved using the macro that I have written here. At the same time, if you want a graph or a table that can be modified, that cannot be done with the data table. So let's see how my macro works. We have an independent variable A1 and independent variable 2. Now there's a dependent variable here the value of which is j5 and power third power of the second variable, and I want to run a sensitivity analysis on this dependent variable. I have assigned a shortcut for my macro here, so when I press, this is what I see. So the first independent variable location is this one, and the range I want this variable to vary from, so for example 1 till 11. The second variable is location is this one, I want to vary it from 1 to 5. The sensitivity analysis is run on this variable. When I say create, this is what I get. I get a new sheet where there's a new table. This is the way, this is variable 2, independent variable 2, this is independent variable 1. The values inside the table is of the dependent variable. You can also see the graph. So that's how this problem is solved. I believe this is a better way to run sensitivity analysis. This is way faster, and I guess it will increase productivity at least by a few seconds.